Is that working?
Yeah.
Hello everybody on YouTube.
Ahoy hoy, I'm Pavo.
And I'm Neil.
And welcome to That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
It's your weekly digest, although we weren't here last week, of Star Wars news.
It was. So last week we were on holiday. Well, I was on holiday. It was my daughter's 18th birthday. Happy 18th, Chloe. And that's why we were off.
It is. So we're probably going to do a massive jamboree of a show this week because there's so much Star Wars news.
There is. There's a lot. But if you've been reading it, now I'm going to go first in. While we were off, there was a second trailer dropped for Solo, the Star Wars movie. So that's going to take quite a bit of chatting because obviously we want to talk about it. We didn't do our trailer breakdown like we normally do. So we need to have a little discussion. And then there's a lot of stories worded differently, but about the same thing. It's very funny when you read them, which is a lot about the TV spots, breaking down TV spots. So I would suggest if you're listening to this, watch all the TV spots because it's a lot of the same stuff with just minuscule bits that are different. What we will do is talk about the second Solo trailer. So first initial thoughts then when you first watched it?
I thought it was very good. I thought it definitely has a Western feel to it.
It certainly does.
I like the music. I like that down sort of music at the start of it. It seems to me like it almost feels like Chewie is going to be the man of the match of the movie.
Well, I've written that down as well. He's obviously, I think he's going to be in it a lot, isn't he, Chewie?
And I think he's going to be sort of like the comic relief almost as well. I did like the trailer. I'm still not 100% sure of Alden Ehrenreich. But that was the thing that I think I took away from it more than anything else was that it's a Solo movie trailer with not that much Solo in it.
Yeah, because I was comparing it to the first trailer. I rewatched them actually this afternoon again, both of them. The first one hasn't really got a lot of charisma to it. The whole trailer, it's quite... When I watched it, I thought, yeah, that looks alright. But it seemed a little bit lifeless, almost. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? And then watching the second one, I was sort of more reinvigorated, thinking, yeah, okay, this is what I mean. I mean, some of the standout things in the trailer, obviously, is Chewie. The funny bits in there, you see a lot of him. He's got, well, not that you know what he's saying, but obviously interpreted by Han. He's got some of the funniest lines. L3, the droid, looks as if he could be fun as well. Watching she then looks like she could be fun. Watching that, it's funny how they do a droid for every film now, don't they?
Well, it's
going to be.
It's the world, isn't it?
It is. I think it's going to be very comedy centric. You can still see that stuck in there.
I think it's going to be a romp, isn't it? It looks like it's going to be a romp, and that's what I hope it's going to be. The one thing you just said about the fact of it being a lifeless trailer, the first one. The one thing is there doesn't seem to be that emotion in these trailers like there is for the saga movies.
Well, even for Rogue One there wasn't there?
Yeah.
Because of the storyline.
And I think that for me is the one thing that it might be. I think that I don't know. I think the Chewie-Han relationship is going to be where the emotion is going to come from.
Pivotal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chewie with goggles on in the trailer when he's hanging off the train.
Yeah, I think it's like a lot of these big movies though. They're only showing you a little bit of the movie, aren't you? Like all of the scenes are either on the desert or sand planet, or whether that's Tatooine or whatever, or it's near where you've got that topsy-turvy train thing.
Yeah, the double train. Yeah, and also you see Chewie's wife apparently, Mala.
Right.
So the other Wookiee that you see in
do we know that's definitely?
Well, I thought, well, is this,
or is Mala from the holiday?
That is from the holiday special, but it's also. So I had to look in and delve in because I thought, who is Chewie hugging? There's obviously another Wookiee. I thought there might be, but it's obviously somebody close to Chewie. And it says I'll give credit to Star Wars net.com, the Star Wars movie news.com. They've actually listed it as Mala.
Right, okay.
On there, and said it's nothing to do with the holiday special, but we all know that Chewie's got a wife called Mala. Well, I didn't know that. Only remembered it from the holiday special. So any standout moments in the trailer for you?
I just like the whole. I think the whole sort of feeling of it was a lot. It made me sit a lot more comfortably.
Okay.
I think the more you see of it, the more you sort of think, okay. I'm sort of getting into the idea of the movie and stuff now.
Yeah. No, it does look. It looks like it'll be fun. So, Solo will also be playing at the Cannes Film Festival. They've announced.
Yeah.
It's going to be. I'm not sure if it's the opening movie. It hasn't really said, but it will be there. And on the Cannes Film Festival website, it's now been published the running time, because now the post production is completely finished. There is nothing else they've done. The final cut's in. The running time is 2 hours 15 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
Seems about standard, doesn't it? Just thought.
So when's the Cannes Film Festival?
May. So that'll be May. I think it starts May the 14th.
Right.
The Monday. So a couple of weeks before it's released here. Well, they quite often do that with the big films at Cannes Film Festival, don't they?
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So that's the Solo thing. So. Well, we'll have to let you know when we've watched it now. Like I said, there is a lot of TV spots. You've been watching the TV spots?
Yeah, but it's all
the same bits with a little bit
with tiny little bits. And I mean, this thing now on YouTube now, what they do is they don't just put the new TV spot. It's the TV spot plus like all the other trailers. So each video is like 6-7 minutes long.
It gets longer and longer as each one drops.
Yeah.
I know famously as well. Now I've stopped reading about things that people are saying about the plot, because I don't like knowing the plot too much of a movie when I go in.
Well, there doesn't seem to be much. I've not seen much online about what they think the plot is.
There's some breakdowns from the trailer, some theories, which I've tried to avoid because they've put spoiler ahead on there, so I don't know.
Well, I will admit that I am not feverishly trawling the internet for little scraps of information like I have been for all the other Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
The urgency to see this one isn't the same as it doesn't to me feel like a Star Wars movie is coming out to me.
Well, famously, if people know you, would know that you go to the midnight showing of all the Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Well, this time you're not going to be able to.
I'm not going to I'm not even going to be able to go to the first Friday showing.
So it's going to be a weekend.
So it's going to be. I'm going to go on the Saturday. So for me, that'll be the very first. Apart from obviously the original trilogy.
Yeah.
When I never went to the cinema myself to watch them, I had to go with my mum and dad because I wasn't old enough.
And that was a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be weird. It's going to be weird. I hope it's going to be a good movie, because I don't ever want to see
a bad Star Wars movie. No. And another thing, I hope it's above average as well, because quite often just an average film, it's all right. It's quite almost damning with faint praise.
Yeah.
Right, Star Wars celebrations. We went back in 2016. You must remember, it was a great weekend. It was a fabulous weekend. So the rumours have started, and it seems that the rumour is now that it will be returning in 2019 in the autumn at Anaheim this year, ready for Episode 9. Also talk of Rian Johnson's trilogy, a bit more announced about that, and also the Game of Thrones guys, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss will be there. All to be confirmed. Now, I thought the next one was going to be in Germany.
Well, obviously not.
No. So, obviously we'd love to go to that again, but I thought that was new.
Well, see, I've got things to worry about with this, because I will be in America on in the fall of 2019.
Yeah.
Hoping that the Star Wars Galaxy Edge in Orlando will be already open. It worries me because I did read this story, and they were saying that the Anaheims, obviously the California Disneyland, is going to be opening their Galaxy's Edge first.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm hoping is that this celebration isn't sort of conjoined with the opening of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge.
Oh, didn't even think about it.
Because if that's happening then, in the fall of 2019, and that one's opening first, then the one in Florida isn't going to be open when we're going to be there, which I will be gutted for.
Yeah, you need some sort of insurance, cancellation insurance.
Well, I mean, no, we can't do that.
Well, you could,
because we've
everybody
already
else
paid for it. So, so that's my worry about that. It's going to be fantastic that the Star Wars Celebration is going to be back on again, and it's going to be a couple of months before Episode 9 comes out. So I'm sure they'll have footage of whatever.
Well, they will be, won't they?
Yeah,
well, by then the one trailer should have dropped.
Yeah. But it'll be probably behind the scenes like they did at the other for Rogue One when we went to Rogue One. So that's my only worry with that. I'm hoping that that what it'll be is that people have already been to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and they're loving it, and they go to Star Wars celebrations and.
Nobody bothers going to Florida, so you get the whole place to yourself.
Well, yeah, again, that's not going to happen.
No, it's not, is it? But you can only hope. You can only hope. Right, Victoria Mahoney. Do you know that name?
No.
Okay, has been confirmed as the second unit director on Episode 9. A friend of J.J. Abrams tweeted a picture of J.J. and Victoria Mahoney saying, "Happy to share this historic news. A black woman directing stories in a galaxy far, far away. First unit director is J.J. Abrams, second unit director Victoria Mahoney." Now, Victoria Mahoney has confirmed this with a follow-on tweet. "Cat's out of the bag. Thank you for Ava for putting my name in the Star Wars Lucasfilm hat. Thank you, J.J. Abrams, for inviting me on your ferocious ride. This one's for the outliners dreaming big in the small corners of the earth." So this is quite. This has made ripples on other film websites because it's the first time a black director has been on board a Star Wars movie.
But it's like, I mean, it's only second unit.
Well, they do. Rumour has it that they do quite a lot.
Even so, I mean, if they're going to do that, why don't they just give a black, even a woman, whether it's a black woman or a black man, a director?
Small steps. I don't know. Well, it was news that wanted to be brought up. Because
I mean, to me, it's like. That's sort of, and it's not because not you choosing it. It's a non-story. I mean, why are they not sort of announcing that there's a black sound guy? Do you know what I mean? Or there's a woman hairstylist.
Well, if you read directors' reports, the second unit director is the most important person to the director. They end up calling the majority of the calls. So
because they do all like the fill shots, don't they? Yeah. They do like if there's a picture of a hand picking a gun up, they'll do that, and location shots.
And they quite often call the, ready action. They quite often do that.
Yeah, I don't know. It just did seem a little bit sort of like
they're jumping.
Hey, look at us. We're being all inclusive kind of thing. Where it should just be okay, right. That person's got the job and well done. I don't know. It just seemed
slap on the back.
It just seemed a little bit. Oh, let's all tweet about the fact that we've got a black woman doing it. It just stuck in my throat a little bit. I don't know why, because I just thought, well, why just not say that? Why make a big thing about it?
I think that's the thing is, it's because there's been very little representation like that in major Hollywood studios and big productions, that because of the success of Black Panther, I think more and more of ethnic or other diversities will be able to get a role in a big budget.
It's like you say, it's small steps, I suppose. Maybe it'll get to the day where they will just say director Ryan Coogler as opposed to black director Ryan Coogler.
Because I mean, it is famously in Hollywood is very sort of sexist and almost very prejudiced almost.
Yeah, but then those times are hopefully and thankfully changing.
Well, from the Weinstein obviously saga and through, things are definitely changing. I really do think that, and good on Hollywood for shaking its ass.
Although it is still mainly predominantly white males.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it is at the moment, and but like the standout with so Get Out was obviously a big thing, and then we've got the Black Panther, and hopefully more things are going to come through. I mean, The Wrinkle in Time didn't quite do what they were hoping.
No, but then again, this is another thing. People are saying, "Oh, she's a black woman." And that movie hasn't done well at the box office. Well, nobody said Zack Snyder is a white man and those movies didn't do very well in the box office.
No.
When it's Zack Snyder, they go, "Oh, just the movies were crap." So when it's Wrinkle in Time, it's because it was a woman that was directing it.
Yeah, not because the movie itself or the story wasn't well executed.
They then have to pick on that is the reason that the movie didn't do very well, and that's the bit that gets me. It's the double standards in that.
Yeah, well, sort your shit out, Hollywood. Stop that crap.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll be over there with our big foam fists.
Goddamn.
Hulksman, a-holes. Right, which brings me on to a report that episode 9 has cast a character codenamed Mara. But before anyone says, now I didn't know about this, so I had a little read through on other stories. There is a character already in the Star Wars universe, Mara Jade, which is Luke's wife from Timothy Zahn's Thrawn trilogy. Now, have you read these? These aren't official canon or anything like that.
I had the audio cassette of the first one, which was Heir to the Empire, I think it was, because it was supposed to be the first continuation of the story after Return of the Jedi.
Right, okay. And was it?
It's been, well, literally like decades since I listened to it, so I can't remember much about it. And I was never really a fan of the books because there were so many of them. And they went off, they splintered off into different things, and you didn't know. I mean, obviously, at the time before Disney, they were all canon. They were all gospel, if you like, as to what was happening in the storyline. Now they are all legends, so they're not actual canon. But then I can remember. I'm pretty sure it was a name when they were talking about Episode 7 and Rey. I think her name was it.
Right.
Was it Kira?
This is what I'm going to come on with. So what we don't know is who's going to be playing this, but they are thinking it's going to be a major character because the code name for Daisy Ridley's character when they were filming The Force Awakens was Kira, K-I-R-A.
Right. But then it's weird how that has now been used because what's Game of Thrones lady's name? Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
Her name is Kira.
Oh yeah.
But it's Q-U-I-R-A, I think it is.
That's a shout, isn't it? I didn't think about that.
So they've sort of repurposed that name for that. So yeah, I mean, again, they could just put that in there because I think let's fuck with the fans.
Yeah.
Let's put that name in there. Let's really, and let's really.
I mean, it might be that they're bringing in a character that I don't know, bringing back a character. I don't know who or what that they just want to keep secret. They put the name there and just. It starts excitement, doesn't it? It's building up to the press. Because, I mean, it's only 3 months, a couple of months really, till they start filming.
I mean, it is canon that, in a certain way, I suppose, that Luke was married. At the start of the novel of episode 8, Luke has not like a nightmare, it's like a flashback of what his life would have been like if he'd stayed on Tatooine.
Which we've talked about on here.
Yeah, where he's married, where he just had a simple life. He didn't become a Jedi. He just stayed on the Lars homestead. Gave the spoilers for the novel, but he gave the droids up and just lived on
blue milk.
Lived on blue milk and Tatooine, and was married to the Q Stark character, which I forgot what her name was.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't Mara Jade.
No. But, so right.
So there you go.
Well, it could be interesting.
I mean, it's just it's the same as when they give movies false names to start with, don't they? It's a placeholder name.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're thinking, okay, Mara was
Blue Harvest, wasn't it? It all stems from that, really. And
Space Teddies, wasn't it? I think the Space Bears is what episode 8 was originally was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Space Bears. I want to see that movie.
Yeah. You did. It was called Last Jedi.
Well, there wasn't many bears in it. Just one Wookiee.
Well.
And a few horse things.
And porgs.
And porgs. You love the porgs still going on?
I love the porgs.
Did you see there's an ice cream that you can eat shaped like a porg?
No.
No. Okay. The shops making them, they look quite authentic, but you can eat the whole thing. Yeah. Made of like ice cream and chocolate and stuff. I'll give it a go. Right, Esquire magazine has Alden Ehrenreich on the front page, and he's done a very in-depth interview about the making of Solo. He's spoken briefly in there about the firings and hirings, nothing we haven't already talked about on here, and his acting and stuff on there. So it's all covered what we've already heard. The interview is very long. It's a great interview. I was reading it today. But he has said that he has signed up for 3 movies with Lucasfilm. But before we get excited, this is common practice, obviously, from studios to lock actors in place in case success leads to more. So, do you think that's something they would make, another Solo movie?
Possibly, but then Felicity Jones apparently signed a 3-movie deal when she did Rogue One. So again, like you say, it's common practice.
Well, it is, yeah.
You know, it just means that I suppose that if they wanted to do a flashback sometime for some movie,
they can
just put him in for a cameo. It doesn't have to be a whole movie, does it? I mean, Nick Fury and Samuel L. Jackson was like signed up for 7.
Yeah, and then he just appeared on a sting at the end.
Yeah, little bits that they're in. It doesn't have to mean that they're the star of the movie.
They're just contracted to come in and, fill.
Yeah, if they did a Boba Fett movie, then he could come in and just do a cameo in one little bit.
A Boba Fett movie. That's the one you really want to see?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Are you thinking these sort of like Star Wars stories are just going to dwindle out?
It depends, because who's to say that the D.B. Weiss and the David Benioff could be the well, they're doing a series of movies, aren't they? Who's to say that they're not going to take over the Star Wars story movies and be like the Kevin Feige overseeing those movies and getting different directors to come in and do a Ben Kenobi, a Yoda movie, and then maybe find a way of doing like an Avengers movie, something like that. Maybe,
with them all in.
Or maybe they do like they all take a different bounty hunter or something, and then bring like a crowd of That's an awful fucking idea. Jesus Christ.
That's why you're not in charge.
Oh God! I just saying that and thinking, oh my God, that is an even shitter version of Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Do you remember the in Empire Strikes Back, all the row of the bounty hunters?
Yeah.
What's the name of it? There's a square one, isn't?
Yeah, you had IG-88, Zuckus.
No, imagine all these with their own movies.
Forlom the movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'll tell you what, I've had some shit ideas in my time, but that, I think, is just about taking the biscuit for the worst one.
Wouldn't it be funny? Oh, well, it wouldn't be funny, but then they've done it. That's what they're up to. Well, that's it, really. Like I said, there is a lot of stories about the... if you go searching through the internet, so you use a lot of the other sites about the TV spot seems to be filling a lot of the space up on the internet. But that's it, unless you've got anything.
No,
that's it, really. So we'll try again. Well, we're off next week, aren't we?
We're off next week.
It's your anniversary, isn't it?
It is. It's my holiday next week.
Is it your anniversary?
It's, yes. We have April the 30th is a magical day in our family. It's my anniversary, my wife's birthday, and my grandson's birthday, all on the same day.
Oh.
So, yeah. So it's
day before my dad's birthday.
Well, there you go, look.
So you can celebrate that for me.
I will do as well, yeah.
Well, have a lovely anniversary, lovely birthday celebration.
And thank you very much, all of you, for sticking by and listening and watching. And we will be back in 2 weeks. This was episode 71.
Yeah.
It looks like we could get to that episode 100, you know.
We will.
We could do...
By hook or crook, we'll get there.
Come and subscribe to the podcast. If you just go to Apple Podcasts and put in That's No Moon, you will see us there. Come and subscribe, leave a rating and leave a review. That will be wonderful.
And likewise, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, feel free to press like and leave a comment on here as well.
Why not do that? And subscribe as well.
Yeah, subscribe.
You can email us, pancast@live.com, and you can also go to our website, pancast.co.uk, for all of our other loads of gubbins that we do, because we do lots of gubbins.
Gubbins.
So that's it for episode 71 of That's No Moon.
It's a podcast.
Oh, well done, Neil. Well done. So may the force be with you always. Well, bye.
Bye everybody on YouTube.